Hey y'all, welcome to Sunshine Haze. I am Aja A. For those of you that are subscribed to my channel, that keep up with my videos and that have been wondering like where is she, what's been going on, life came at me kind of fast. I'm sorry, but I'm back. Excuse me. I'm back on track. You know, my Capricorn rising, we're reeling that back in, back into my routine. So, you know, just took a drink out of the freezer and now it's going crazy because it's hot in here. So, you know, new moon videos. This is a new moon video. I have those new moon and tarot forecasts coming up for you guys within the next couple of days. I actually also have a summer solstice bonus tarot reading out for y'all too that you should definitely check out when you have some time. Giving you a little overview of the summer. What else is going on, y'all, since it's been kind of a minute since we've been on the regular path that I usually stay on. I mentioned either in one of my previous videos that I'm going to be doing a tarot giveaway. I had a client that was kind enough to purchase a reading to donate to one of you lucky people out there. Excuse me, keep looking out for, I'm sorry, y'all know I have allergies. I'm going to try to make it through this video without doing that too much. But yeah, so watch out for a video with instructions on how to enter that giveaway. I'll have that coming up before the month is up. I want to do it around my birthday. For those of y'all that don't know, I am turning 26 at the end of the month. June 29th is my day. That's the best day. June is the best month. Cancers are the best sign. Summer is the best season. So, you know, things will probably pick up for me again, but I'm recording all of these videos in advance so that I can get all of this stuff onto my channel when it's time for it to go onto the channel. So, you know, I'm not forgetting about y'all. All right, y'all. What's going on? So we're coming out of the Taurus lunar cycle, which had everything to do with really cultivating and really finding and figuring out ways to grow and work on those seeds of manifestation that we planted earlier in the year. We also just came out of the full moon in Sagittarius, so and that was in a very karmic, very spiritual degree, very spiritual moon falling on the 29th day of May, which is an 11 day. Having everything to do with, you know, shedding light on the things that have been restricting us and moving away from those restrictions and moving into new opportunities that we're supposed to be taking. So that's what we're moving away from. And this video that I'm about to do for y'all is about the Gemini lunar season. So we are closing out the Gemini solar season. So happy birthday, Gemini. Coming up into the Cancer solar season. Happy birthday, Cancer. Gang, gang, gang. Coming up into the Gemini lunar season. Anything else I want to tell you guys else about those last two moons? I actually know, because I have videos up on those things. So if you want a little bit more information on what the energy is that we're moving away from, just go on and check out my channel. I've got videos on all of the moons. I missed one moon this year, and it was actually, I think, the first full moon of the year, which was in my sign, which is it's crazy, but it's not crazy. As I tell you guys, when the moon is in your sign, you typically tend to be extremely affected by it, either very positively or very negatively. And the beginning of the year was very hectic for me. So I had the only moon I missed so far was the Cancer full moon. But, you know, I'm trying to get all of these videos up for you guys. I'm definitely going to have that Cancer new moon video up. That is not the next video, but it'll be the one after that. That's our next lunar cycle that we'll be coming into in mid-July. But today we're going to talk about the new moon in Gemini. So we're going to have this moon on excuse me, y'all. Excuse me, sorry. We're going to have this moon on Wednesday, June 13th. And it's going to be happening at, before I look at my notes, 7:34. 7:34. 7:43. It's gonna be happening at 7:43 Universal Time. Okay. For those of you that are, as I say, just tapping into this astrology, have no idea what the new moon is, in all of my videos, I talk about it briefly. The new moon happens when the sun, the moon, the sun, the moon, and the earth are aligned, and the side of the moon that's illuminated is actually not facing us. So for us, when we have a new moon going on, we're dealing with a little bit of mystery. We're dealing with new beginnings, new cycles, new phases. The moon does govern our emotions, but what I've come to see is that people are more sappy, more emotional really around the full moons, and when the new moons come into play, this is where we deal with a little bit more anxiety, and that is attached to the mystery, the haziness of not knowing what's going on, not being able to see kind of that darkness associated with the new moon. This new moon, although we're not quite into summer yet, it is kind of resonating with the beginning of the summer energy. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about, you know, moving into new beginnings and moving out of old old cycles, old phases in a couple of minutes here. Okay, guys. All right. Y'all know I keep my notes in every video, so I'm just I'm looking. It looks like we can go right into this Gemini stuff. So this is an air moon. I'm happy. I am very happy. We just had a full moon in Sagittarius, and as I let everybody know that I interact with, I am always learning, and I'm always learning something new about myself and about the way that my chart is affected and my life is affected by the planets. So you know, I've been learning this year that fire moons are a very active time for me, and specifically fire full moons. Now the fire full moon in Leo was some good action for me, and so was the fire full moon in Sagittarius, but this full moon, this was crazy. And I don't know what y'all's stories are, but you know, I can definitely chill on the fire moons for a minute, but I'm kind of glad to see that we have an air moon coming in. This is a new moon in air, so the air element is connected to our thoughts, our perspective, the way that we approach things, and we're dealing with the air sign of Gemini with this new moon, these new phases, these new cycles coming in. So Gemini is an air sign that resonates with a very intellectual energy. If you know any Geminis, a shout out to Jeffrey, the artist, one of my best friends. My little brother is a Gemini too. My youngest brother is a Gemini as well. That's the same person. That's the same person. The Gemini, that is the same person. My youngest brother is a Gemini, and one of my best friends is a Gemini. Very intellectual group of people. They tend to go, they're an air sign, they tend to just go wherever the wind takes them. That's how I like to think about air signs, but particularly Geminis. Geminis are also very, very creative. And the Gemini sign resonates with the energy of self-expression. So with this new moon being in this sign of the twins, also keep in mind that Gemini, this is no secret, they have the split personality, or so that's what people tend to say about Geminis. So this new moon one coming in is going to come in with a little bit of polarity. So we're going to be seeing a lot of new ways to do things, and we're going to be presented with a lot of different choices and a lot of different paths that we could be taking, and that is just coming in with this new energy of new beginnings, new transformation, new cycles. And Gemini having that duality to the sign is saying like, hey, this new moon being the new start is going to bring in new opportunities, but it's going to bring in a bunch of opportunities that are probably going to be just very different in comparison to each other, and that is going to be that Gemini energy overseeing that. Okay. Also a very playful sign. Gemini people are very like very jovial. I really miss the tribe. I miss you, Z, but we're talking about Geminis. I like Jeff's energy. He is very positive energy, brings in this I call him the magician, brings in this magician energy, this will to do things. So if you're ever around Geminis, you know they get shit popping, they get things moving. They're always working on something. Their energy is always going somewhere. They're always thinking about something, planning something new ways to make money, new ways to, you know, create art. They're just always on the go. So with this moon being in the sign of Gemini, we're going to be dealing with a little bit of energy of wanting to do everything, wanting to be everywhere, wanting to get our hands dirty, wanting to work on this project and work on that project, and wanting to really devote our energy to things that we are truly invested in. So that's the next thing that I wanted to talk about with this sign as well. So as I said, Gemini resonates with the energy of self-expression. This new moon coming in, I say a lot, live your best life, living your truth. This new moon, this next month for us, you guys, is going to bring in this energy of, you know, this whole year, we're dealing with an 11 year, we're dealing with enlightenment, so shedding light on things that we need to see. We're dealing with healing ourselves, shedding light on the things that we need to heal, the things that we need to release, and creativity, the ways that we can creatively, our creative approaches to working through these blockages, and then going on in our creative approaches to building upon new things and new foundations that we want in our lives, right? So this Gemini moon coming in this year, being in an 11 year, is bringing in this energy to where we, as I said, live your best life, living your truth, to where we now understand. We've been through that Aries lunar cycle. We've been through that Taurus lunar cycle. So now we understand the things that we want to do. We understand the things that we need to do, the things that we're supposed to be building upon. We just released the blockages that are holding us back from all of that stuff. And now in Gemini, we're saying, okay, now that we know what we're supposed to be doing, now that we know what's meant for us, what we're made to do, what truly resonates with us, how are we going to get to that point of tapping into those energies? This Gemini moon is saying whatever those steps may be, no matter how crazy they may seem to other people, no matter whether people agree with what you're doing or not, this is going to be a time where people are coming out the woodworks like, hey, this is me, this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm doing it, this is what I want to do, this is what I care about, and being okay with that. You know, we live in a world where, you know, we are just pressured by society to be a certain way, to do certain things, to function a certain way. And as y'all know, I say this in literally almost every single video, Saturn is in Capricorn. The things that we are not supposed to be doing anymore, the foundations, you know, institutions, you know, relationships, all of that stuff, that's not supposed to be, that we're still hanging on to. Saturn is a karmic planet. That all of that is being broken down so it can be cleared out to make way, make space for the things that as I've been saying, that we're supposed to be doing. So, you know, now that we're starting to get a grip on what that is, that comes with, you know, other people's thoughts, other people's opinions, especially people that are more connected to following and adhering to societal standards, if that makes sense. So that being said, you know, living your best life and living in your truth sometimes doesn't fall into alignment with what other people think your best life and your truth should be, but that's the whole thing about it being yours. Only you know what that is. So, you know, this Gemini moon is saying, hey, now that you know, we are going to make it so that you have that confidence, and that you're completely grounded in and have a clear understanding of why you feel this way and why you're doing the things that you want to do. And then also, like I said, just having that confident energy to go on and continue operating in that space of, like I said, living your best life, living in your truth, doing the things that you need to do, and doing so, or doing whatever you need to do to approach the goals that you've set for yourself, okay? that's the main thing with this moon. Another thing, because it is Gemini, we're dealing with an intellectual energy. This being a new moon, I would say this is going to be a time where there may be a lot of perspective shifts for a lot of people. You know, again, going a little bit back to Saturn being in Capricorn. And I do have a video where I talk about this. It's one of my earlier videos. I think it's like, I want to say it was the super moon in Gemini and Saturn transitioning into Capricorn, if I remember correctly. I think so. I may put a link down in the description box if I remember to do it. If I don't, because I'm known for that. If I don't, it is on my channel. It's either like my first or second video, honestly, y'all. Yeah, so anyway, Saturn is in Capricorn, so you know, things are breaking down, things are changing. That being said, with everything changing, especially when you're starting to realize why things are changing, there could be a shift in perspective for a lot of you. We may start seeing things in a completely different light. We may start thinking about life in a different way, and that just resonates with this new moon in Gemini energy. All right, so what I've been doing in my recent videos is talking to you guys a little bit. Yo, I'm mad paranoid about bugs. This is a piece of thread. But I thought there was a bug crawling on me. I don't do bugs in general, but I just get really mad when there are bugs inside. So I was about to be like, oh my gosh. Anyways, so I've started tapping a little bit into the numerology behind the moons. So this new moon, man, y'all, every video I say something about divine timing, divine timing. I said it earlier in this video, this is an 11 year. This new moon in Gemini is falling in the master number degree of 22. 22 is 11 doubled. It's just a super amplified energy of 11 as well. And a super amplified energy of the number 4. So this new moon falling into the degree of 22. 22 is the master number that resonates with the energy of building, of growth. It is the master builder of all of the numbers. It holds the, I was reading up on it, it holds the highest energy out of all of the numbers that we tend to look at in numerology. With this moon being in 22 degrees, this is Gemini, we're talking about intellect, we're talking about building, we're talking about growth. This could really be a time of receiving what people consider downloads, of receiving, you know, spiritual upgrades, shifts, awakenings, enlightenment. Because this is in the 22nd degree, like I said, that is 11 doubled, that's 11 amplified. Again, this is an 11 year, and we're talking all about enlightenment through creativity and healing ourselves on a spiritual level. And this new moon in Gemini coming in is bringing us that perspective, is bringing us that chance to gain that clarity, and also give us different options and different ways to approach the clarity that we're looking for into how to heal ourselves. Because we've already kind of started to pick up on those messages with that being said, because it's the 22 is the master builder number, and we now have an understanding of what we're supposed to be healing, what we're supposed to be moving out. This new moon in Gemini being in the 22nd degree is going to bring in not what needs to be healed, but how to actually heal it, how to actually make moves on doing so, and give us the energy to actually make those moves. You know, I say this about myself a lot, and about a lot of people that I know. We have these ideas in our heads. We're good with manifesting. We're good with our intentions. But when it comes to actually physically doing the work, that's where a little bit of stagnancy comes into play. So this new moon in Gemini is going to kind of bring us out of that stagnant place, out of being lethargic, out of being hesitant to make the moves, to make the changes that we need to make. You know, and this being the summer, I associate the summer with fire energy. So with this being the summer, it's us going into the summer, it's all about, you know, making moves, although this is the air, an air sign. I said this breaks down to 4. 4 pretty much resonates with the same energy as 22, all about building, all about growth, practicality, organization. So again, we're going to be gaining clarity on the things that we need to shift in our lives. And then this being in June, in the 6th month, June is a number that also has a little bit to do with growth, 6 has to do with growth, but 6 also resonates with like compassionate energy and nurturing. So we're healing, we're figuring out ways to do the healing, and it's in the 6 months. So the work that we're doing is actually going to be really helping us shift energetically, spiritually, however you want to see it, but it's really going to be transforming us on the inside. And in turn, that is going to make things in our physical world change drastically in a positive way. Okay, y'all, I think that's all I have in my notes here. So yeah, this new moon in the air sign of Gemini, the jackal and the hyde, you know, we are going to be getting some new information. We're definitely going to be pushed to walk in our own paths to the beats of our own drums and to own that shit, do that shit. We're definitely going to be still moving into our healing, but actually really getting started on it, actually really doing the work. And I have been feeling that energy coming up for myself as well. I've been feeling stagnant when it comes to doing my meditations, when it comes to doing my writing, when it comes to doing everything that I do to keep myself in a Zen space. I've been feeling a little, a little stagnant, but I do feel the energy coming in to say, hey, it's time to actually start doing this work. So I think that's another energy that'll be resonating with you guys, with the rest of y'all, coming up from mid-June to mid-July. Again, in 22 degrees master number on top of a master number year. So, you know, just keep in mind, divine timing, the work that you're about to be doing is going to be very important for you, very important for your growth for the remainder of the year, guys. What else? New opportunities coming in. Oh, to build with others. We're talking about Gemini being a communicative sign. So, you know, this could also be a time where you start working with a lot of other people and they help you build, like I was saying, tap into that 3 of Cups, tap into that 3 of Pentacles energy. As I do tarot too, tap into those energies to really, you know, devote your energy into the things that you are excited about, that live your best life, that walk in your truth, and be surrounded by people that are kind of on the same wave. That's been a theme for me currently too. Anything else about this moon that I need to tell y'all? Oh yes, okay, so I sometimes forget to do this in my videos, but the people that are going to be affected by this moon are, of course, Geminis. And if it is your moon, as I always say, you're pretty affected either very positively or very negatively. It just depends on what you have going on in your life. For sure, Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. But I also say, just if you have any planets in Gemini, whatever that planet governs. Ooh, my voice is tweaking like a little boy going through puberty. I wonder how noticeable that'll be. Well, I mean, I just said it, so y'all are gonna probably rewind it back to hear it. If you have any planets in Gemini, whatever those planets govern, your life surrounding those things is probably going to shift a little bit. And then I always say, if you have any planets, especially personal planets, but any planets in 22 degrees or, you know, plus or minus 2 or 3 degrees within around 22. So if you have any planets within those degrees, expect those things to be affected in your life as well. And then also, if you just have a lot of air in your chart, this moon is probably going to shake some things up for you or change some things for you. All right, y'all. If you do new moon intentions, this is a good time to write intentions down that are related to, you know, your healing, self-love, interactions with others, and your perspective. I actually am going to put up a blog on the new moon intentions. It's nothing drastic. So if you want some information, or if you're interested in, you know, going into your new moon journal or getting a new moon journal and writing down some intentions, definitely check out that blog. I give you just the lowdown on how I do my intentions. It's like I said, nothing drastic. I just have a notebook and my stones and a candle and, you know, like some incense or whatever. Anything else? Y'all check out those new moon in Gemini forecast, I should be what was that sentence finna be? They should be posted within the next few days. So go on and check out your New Moon in Gemini forecast. Check out that summer solstice bonus tarot forecast as well, giving you a little insight into what the summer is going to have in store for you. And I also wanted to tell you guys, this is a good time to revisit your 2018 forecast as well. A good time at the midpoint of the year to just take a look and reflect on how things have been going and what's already come into play for you, and what you should still be looking out for. So I'm actually going to link that down in the description box as well to that playlist with the 2018 forecast that I put out in January. Excuse me, that was actually my first tarot. I think that was my first tarot forecast that I put up on the channel. So you guys, you want to go and see a little bit of my progress too, you actually should check out those videos. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. I don't think I have any more plugs. Watch out for that tarot giveaway video. If you're interested in booking any readings or like purchasing jewelry from me, I will have bracelets on my shop coming up soon. Thinking about doing custom waist bead orders. We'll see. The waist beads take me a really long time to do, so we'll see if I really want to do that. But I'll be adding some new products to my Etsy shop, and then eventually within the next couple of months I'll actually have a website, and I'll be moving all of my services and all of my products over to my website. So I'll keep you guys posted on that stuff. But for now, check out the Etsy if you want to book any readings, get your like natal chart report done. I do numerology reports also, synastry, composite reports, like I said, jewelry, readings, and that's really it, That is really it. Again, happy birthday, Gemini. Happy birthday, Cancer. I hope you guys are having, a good into your spring season, wrapping things up and really bringing in the summer in a great way. I will see y'all next time. Thank you for watching.